The finals is back for me to talk about because I
finally
have a goal in life to talk about this game so much that everybody plays it and jumps into it.
I can't wait till you're finally
said
done
it before
talking
we start
about this
recording.
game.
Oh, you're saying it again. I want to hear it again.
I am very, very excited to talk about Season 8 that just dropped.
Okay.
And I'm not just talking about doing a Season 8 refresher. I'm talking about why, if you haven't jumped in the finals yet, this may be the best possible time you could jump into the finals.
New cosmetics, yay!
There's new cosmetics, and they're awesome. No, okay, so the finals just dropped, and one thing that I wanted to kind of share is that they've now created a name for what type of shooter this is, which I think is really cool. This isn't a hero shooter. This is not an arena shooter. Mm-hmm. This is what they're dubbing a dynamism shooter.
Well, what does that mean?
And I love that
What does
because
that
it's
mean?
so appropriate.
Yeah, tell me.
So
It's dynamic.
yes, it's dynamic. Yes.
thought
So
it
the
was
whole
diamonds.
game is dynamic. So one of the biggest updates with this is that the last update, the last season came out with a new update where they were like, "Oh, destruction's better." And it was like, "Oh yeah, it was noticeably a little bit better. It was kind of cool and stuff like that." But it felt still like the badass destruction
better.
that is
No.
the finals. But this game, this update they brought out is now called Smooth Destruction, and it takes the destruction on another level to the point that
It's not crunchy anymore.
I
It's
almost
smooth.
felt like I was playing a different game of the finals with the new updates. It's incredibly huge changes in like how the game plays. And let me tell you how. So what they've done is they've added the ability for destruction to actually have like basically like chain reactions, knock-on effects, and connectivity of destruction so that things interact. Like before, you could always just go up to a wall and like sledgehammer and like drill down half the wall and then eventually like collapse the whole building. But now they have things that will interact with other things to create these chain reaction effects that they didn't previously have. So in one of these maps, they have a giant crane, and you can destroy that crane, and that crane will come toppling down, and it'll crush through the center of two buildings that are in the map and split them in half and create a whole new play space that previously couldn't exist before. Because sometimes if you had like a giant crane that would fall down, it would just bounce off the top of the building, but it wouldn't actually crush it. And now it'll literally crush through. Or you'll have like a big, huge, that one map that had like the floating platforms that you can put your ATM machine up to? Well, those have been redesigned, and it's a much bigger play area that's like interconnected with each other. But you can eventually crush those and knock them down, and they will fall down on top of the other buildings and crush through the building, creating like the interior of that platform half bottomed out inside of the building that it just fell into. And all this is happening 100% dynamically in real time, which is something that no other game has done. Even Battlefield 6 has pre-scripted destruction. So everything that blows up in Battlefield 6, as cool as it is all pre-planned, pre-scripted. So you can only blow up a building one way in Battlefield 6, and no matter how hard you try to blow that building up, it's always going to crumble the exact same way. This one is crumbling based off the physics of how it's hitting and how it's interacting with different things. And what that does is it creates like a new mechanic in the game that previously didn't exist that I think is going to make for a huge, huge difference in the new esports cup that they're going to be running this year in DreamHack Stockholm. So it's wild. Like, you got to play it. It's one of those things where it's like you got to play it to see it. But like literally every match that I played in the new season, the finals, has felt completely different than the past seasons because of how much like I'm literally like walking through cranes inside these buildings, and like there's some of these buildings that you couldn't previously destroy completely that you can now completely destroy, and you can like send wrecking balls through like multiple areas of the map and like create brand new play spaces with this new set of destruction and stuff. And it's just like kind of unreal how like awesome it is, but how like real time it is, and how it doesn't hinder performance that much at all, really. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, holy shit.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I really enjoyed the destruction in the finals because it can be a strategy on its own.
Yeah.
If you fucking really suck at first person shooters, and you can just want to, strategize the best way to like get the bank and like hide it or like fucking destroy something to get to the bank and get it last minute. It's those last minute things that you and I do that are just like blown away out of proportion. It's just fun. So I appreciate that it's doing an update to the destruction in general, because I think that's a key feature in this game that makes it stand out according to the rest of the first person shooters.
Yeah, it's like a character in itself, really.
Yeah.
Of like, you know, I mean, there's literally no other game that does this, and it's like, I mean, I'm loving the destruction of Battlefield 6, which I feel like could have been like the premier destruction in a game, but like this one like totally outdoes it, and it's wild how well the game still operates and performs with this new feature, and it's just like seeing it play out in this is just. I mean, I was so shocked when I jumped in. Like, I noticed a significant difference in every map that I played, and how much that impacted. Like it was like I was playing a brand new map basically, and how like things were destroyed and like knocked down and stuff like that. It was crazy, and super fun, and never had like a performance tick or anything like that really. Jack Frags did this video that I'm showing you guys right now. But if you look up Jack Frags, he and his buddy were testing out the destruction in like a private match. And he did notice like some frame rate dips as like all the stuff was like breaking down and occurring in that moment. But it for me, it didn't like, you know, impact play or anything like that much, or impact like the performance of my play.
I want a bigger building. I want a fucking tall ass building we're all fighting in, and just fucking slowly just demolishes it.
It'd be so sick. Like, see this right here? It's like you have this whole new like ramp system inside of this building now because of that thing falling down into it. It's just wild.
I'm gonna be the odd man out and say I did not like the destruction in this game.
Really?
I guess up until this point, because I don't know how this is going. But yeah, I just felt like the way things would fall on each other. Like, it's a huge jungle gym. Like, sometimes you have to crouch down and go. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I felt in Battlefield it made sense.
Yeah.
This is like, okay, like I got to shoot people.
Yeah.
I understand like maybe the meaning behind how they went about it, but I was just like, this is stopping the flow of play, and I don't.
Well, I think that's the point of it, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, if you suck at first-person shooters, use your environment to your advantage.
Right.
You know what I mean? Someone's shooting at you, blow through a wall or blow down the building
like
that they're in.
Battlefield, it was similar. Obviously, this is more advanced. It's definitely more advanced up until this point. Even now, obviously, it's more advanced. But I just felt like there was, I don't know. I did not like it. I'm just like, just one more thing. Like, I already have an issue with this game, and that was just one more thing. I'm just like, I'm not having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's something for everybody, because it makes it makes it harder. Like, you can't, like in Call of Duty, you can learn the map and you can be really good by just like memorizing the map.
Oh yeah.
And in this situation, like you can never do that, because there's always it's dynamic. So for me, it kind of levels the playing field in a way where it's like it focuses on you being really good at the gunplay and the gadgetry and learning how to use the gadgetry to your advantage in the environment that you're in to play. So it's not like if somebody has played this game 20 hours more than the other one and just like has memorized the map and all the choke points and stuff like that doesn't exist in this game. And I think that's what's like super valuable about the gameplay, is it brings it down to just like the pure skill of like how you learn how to play your characters and how they operate, which I think is a really nice feature. But again, that's definitely, a lot of people aren't into that, and that's why, you know, it's not as big as Call of Duty, because people like that. They like the predictability, I guess, of Call of Duty. You know, there's like a predictability nature to it, and the dynamism shooter aspect of this literally means that it is going to be unpredictable in every situation, which makes me excited for the esports. Because like,
ooh, that's gonna be fun.
You know, when you're watching the esports play out, like you're literally watching like, you're not watching somebody who's in Counter-Strike who knows in Counter-Strike Dust, like there's like three corners you can hide out at that you can sit here and watch, and it's just like who can shoot faster, you know, and like, you know, the corners, you know, the choke points, you know, all the stuff that's happening. This one, you don't know any of that. So there's so many other variables that are at play of like how to kind of like, it's just going to be very, you know, I feel like just much more diverse of like gameplay, you know, as you're watching people play through and do these, you know, clutch moments and stuff in these different maps
cool
and worlds,
moments, you know?
Yeah. One thing also that they added to this season I think is really awesome is that I think one of the biggest deterrents for new players coming to this game is that they don't fully understand. There's not a clear like onboarding system of like understanding the gadgets and all the things you can build out, because it's not like a hero shooter where you pick a hero and it's like, here's your preset loadout. You like pick all these different gadgets, and so many different gadgets do so many different things for you. And like I have like gadget sets that I use for different types of game modes and stuff like that, and that's not obvious until you play a lot of this game. So they've added this thing called play styles to the game. So play styles is when you log into the game now, when you're first presented into it as a new player, you can pick one of 4 play styles per type. So light, medium, and heavy. So there's like an engineer and a assassin, and there's all these different things that have names to them that's familiar to players that have played like hero shooters and whatever. That gives you a preset loadout that will unlock for you automatically, that lets you try out this build. And then from there, then you open yourself up to being able to then branch out and just like mix and match like you do. But it helps to get you to understand the game itself first before you like have to figure out all this the gadget stuff. And for players like me who've been playing forever, the new play styles thing, if I click on a play style, automatically unlocks for me all the gadgets that are in that set that I haven't purchased yet.
Ooh,
which
nice.
I think is super cool.
Yeah.
So it's like they're giving you like some freebies, as part of that. And adding some quality of life stuff. But I think that was like super, super cool. And they've added some new stuff to the training grounds where
can you control the crane?
Yeah. And you can control it with it's got a little wrecking ball on it.
That's
you can like freaking
crazy.
destroy shit. Yeah.
Dude.
I've never done that before, but I think it's so cool.
No, it's still there. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, there it is.
That will be fucking phenomenal on Power Shift.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It's so, and like Power Shift too is like freaking nuts with this new destruction mechanic, because like it was already crazy before, but it's like add another layer of chaos to the game.
I can play this game for like 2 to 3 hours and be content.
Yeah. Same.
Until I start like really sucking, and I'm like, all right, I gotta play something else.
I think it's just this game's just too much thinking for a shooter game. I don't want that.
I know. I think that's why Call of Duty players don't play this game, because it's like, it's,
I want to think, but like,
yeah. See, like, look at that. Like, you just create a new ramp like up to the top of this thing that previously wasn't there before, and I was like, that's so freaking cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish Battlefield's destruction was a little bit better like this. Like everything's just.
I think it makes sense in Battlefield because the maps are so big, and it's like you do. I mean, the optimization requirements for this game is so complex. I mean, they were going into like how hard this was to build this system to be real time and dynamic. They also just added a new feature, instant replays. So they have like a kill cam kind of thing now, which again, in a game that is fully dynamic, is really hard to replicate, because you're having to not only have real time dynamic destruction, but then you're also in the background always capturing that dynamic destruction as it occurs to be able to play it back to the player instantly once they die. So like they've said it, just the amount of testing and research that had to go into like building a system to allow that to happen was like really, really complicated, but they got it to work. And I don't love the instant replay feature, because I've even heard some people say like on the negative side, like one of the benefits of this game is like the second you die, you're usually in a team with your friends and comms. You can see where your players are. You can tell them where they are and guide them to know where they are. The instant replay means that you're completely taken out of the match, and you're seeing a replay of you dying, but you're not able to see what's happening in that moment, which could have been like a clutch moment to like communicate to your friend, like, hey, so-and-so's around the corner from where you are at the ATM machine. So it's like, I'll be curious to see how they kind of evolve the replay system, but it is impressive technically, like what they're able to do with it. And then they have match recaps now, where they show like a graph of like the gameplay of like, if you want to get really nitty gritty into it, you can see at every moment as like the tides turn in the game, to see like when the players, like, one team like won out over the other, and just like skyrocketed the game, just to help kind of understand how that play went through. So like every minute it shows who had more kills and who had more deaths, and like where in the match like things like went off the rails and you lost or won or whatever it is. So neat stuff. No new maps in here, but they redesigned 2 maps to allow for this destruction to kind of shine a lot more. So that was pretty cool. But there's also a story mechanic to this season that ties into the actual like live qualifiers that's coming, the $100,000 prize that they're going to do at Dice or at DreamHack Stockholm. And I thought that was pretty cool that they made the real tournament canon in the game. So whenever the season's going on and the competitors are playing, like up in the crowd in the background, they'll play like you'll be able to get skins of like your favorite teams that are playing the finals in real life. That's integrated into the game space. So I think there's some interesting things happening there with that as well. But yeah, it's here. Oh, there's 2 new weapons. There's a P90. You'll remember the P90 from early games. That's available for the medium class. It's really good. And then they have a BFR Titan, which is like a single shot pistol, like a revolver pistol that does a lot of damage for the heavy. So they've brought those things out, and yeah, it's been fun, man. I'm like consistently obsessed with how much they're doing this game.
Wrecking ball as I'm playing.
Yeah,
see it come by and just fucking demolish.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it literally like felt like I was playing a different game with how much like more of this destruction like just enhances the maps and stuff like that. It's unreal. I just continue to love how, and just the performance continues to stay really strong too, which is a huge testament. This game looks great. It plays really well, and the fact that they're able to put all this shit in here and have it all this explosion stuff happening, and like just the really good battle pass and stuff like that. I mean, they're taking my money, and I'm happy to give it to them. And they also have a crossover with Arc Raiders. So they actually brought out something in here that there's a new sponsor that you can like join in on. And the sponsors in this game are a situation where you a sponsor has like set allegiance to a sponsor, and then you unlock special rewards that are tied to that sponsor.
Yeah.
This season has a new sponsor that is a company from Arc Raiders. So they're doing crossovers with Arc Raiders as Arc Raiders prepares to come out next month. So I'm anxious to see how they develop these 2 games simultaneously, because Arc Raiders has a huge following behind it, and people are already like, well, the finals is incredible, so like Arc Raiders is gonna be great. So seeing how they kind of carry those 2 games forward as they're running them both simultaneously, but they've done a good job with this one, so I'm excited to see where they take it with Arc Raiders 2. Yeah, finals, massive destruction, crazy
Down to
than
play
ever.
it again. I'll play it just to test it on my new laptop. So
yeah,
I already deleted it. Well, I didn't reinstall it. I didn't reinstall it. So
yeah,
it's been deleted.
I've tried to convince you to. I just think this is your game, man. It's not.
Look, I only got 2 terabytes or 2 terabytes in my laptop, so I can't have everything.
That's all I got too. But
I have 5.
This is always going to be there.
No one asked you.
You guys tell me to download so many games, and then we go back to I'm just get a 5 terabyte. Fuck it.
Yeah, as you should. It's very good. Is it a solid state or is it like a old school spinning?
It's the old school spinning hard drive.
That's pretty good. That it runs well.
Yeah, it runs fine.
Yeah. The finals, season 8 here now. If you haven't played yet, now is the time to join. I said that last season, but it's getting more friendly every single time. But the updates they brought to this one, I think, are going to make it like I've been telling lots of friends that haven't touched them, like, you got to download this game. This is a perfect time to get it. That the play style system is so smart and so easy to adapt and understand how to play this game better. And I think that was missing for a while, of just like, this is not a Call of Duty. This is not a Battlefield. This is a unique type of game that is very reliant on gadgetry to like play well. And I think that's what's kind of cool about it. And also the destruction just, is a weapon in itself, and like we don't understand how to use that appropriately. I think that's why I like it so much, is because it's not like every other shooter, and therefore like I can get better at this, and other players are just like, Counter-Strike is, if you played a Counter-Strike, you jump into Valorant or whatever, like you're already really, really good.
Yeah.
This one kind of levels the playing field a little bit for people, and I've been excited to see that.